Alright, hey guys, it is a very special episode today. I am actually going to be doing my very first interview with Jade Kim.
What's up?
Jade Kim is going to be in a future BatintheSun production.
Correct.
She is a cosplayer. Big old nerd.
Big old nerd.
Big old nerd. So tell us about yourself.
Well, I mean, with an intro like that, what's left to say? Just kidding.
The whole life story. No.
Well, it started in 1990. I'm Jade Kim. I do cosplay. I am a huge comic book collector and a general fan of all things awesome, you know, including Star Wars, physics, science, things, cats.
Alright, so we went to the same high school.
Yes, we did.
You have your comms degree,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay, so, and where do you work right now?
I have two jobs. I work at Griffith Observatory, and I also work at a boutique gym in Huntington Beach. So, two ends of the spectrum there a little bit.
Now, those aren't like main careers that you'd want to set.
Not exactly. I mean, Huntington Beach, the gym's cool because I'm doing a lot of marketing for them, and fitness is a huge passion of mine, so it's neat being on that end of the spectrum. Griffith Observatory is like my dream job come true. I've been working there for years now. And I would say Griffith is definitely more something that caters to my passion for science outreach and astronomy. So, you know, ultimately a career will come out of it. I'm just not sure where or when.
Through the Griffith Observatory.
Yeah, maybe Griffith Observatory, maybe NASA, maybe, you know, aim for the stars.
Yeah, we never know where life's gonna.
There they are.
We never know where life's gonna take us.
Exactly.
So you're gonna be in the new BatintheSun production with Wolverine, which is Wonder Woman.
Yes.
So, and it's gonna be the whole X-Men cast.
Exactly.
How'd that went?
Oh my god, how that went, that went good. That was literally a dream come true. I've been a BatintheSun fan for years now. I've watched every episode. I even watched those long ass intros of people talking about who would win.
Yeah.
I actually found those fascinating. And Aaron is a good friend. He's a super neat and talented guy. And I was just so befuddled when he's like, hey, you ever think of doing Psylocke? And I'm like, what? Yes. Anyway, so when he finally asked me, I was just like, almost crap my pants. And I was like, of course. And the day we actually shot was one of the funnest days of my life. Everybody on set, like that, the other X-Men, like the film crew, everybody was so awesome, so nice and down to earth. It was like a 13 hour shooting day, and I literally had fun like every single hour. It was like stupid how cool that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, my first shoot with them was pretty cool. It was you know, like it was down in Canoga Park, down in the hills there. So like they're filming like the final scenes, and I asked them because it was like my first shoot. I didn't know where to go. So like, where are you guys? Oh, we're in the park. I'm like, okay. So I walked there, turn the corner, and you know, you see Wolverine and Wonder Woman fighting right in the middle of nowhere. You're just like, this is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm glad I'm here.
It's like walking into a comic book, like literally.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the people they found, especially for this shoot, for the X-Men shoot, was like insane. Like they could not have picked better people to represent like their respective characters. It was awesome.
So you also model.
Yes.
Right? That's all freelance stuff.
It is, yeah. I have a funny story about that. Yeah, I tried working with an agency, and it felt a little pimpy. Like it felt a little bit like pimpy, basically. It felt like I had a pimp, like, yo, do that, and I'm gonna take a cut of everything you make, which is cool.
Yeah.
They get you some good work, but at the end of the day, I prefer being independent and being able to choose which projects I want to do. And like, for instance, I had this really cool partnership with Endless Tees, an awesome t-shirt company. I would not have been able to take that on if I stuck with an agency, because they're all like clingy about
You're
it.
limited.
Yeah, like, oh, you can't do that. So I do model, but it's all freelance.
Okay, so you graduated in with a degree in
communications, public relations.
Public relations. Okay, so and after college, how did that experience go?
So graduating was really cool, simply because I'm the first person in my family to graduate. It was a tough kind of battle to get there, but it was worth it. Funny enough though, it's like literally the day after I graduated, I was so depressed. That whole year after I graduated, I was really depressed and sad, and I just felt lost because I spent like 18 some odd years of my life being a student, and all of a sudden I'm not a student anymore. What the fuck do I do? Like, what the hell do I do? And a lot of binging on Netflix, a lot of eating entire pints of ice cream. I could have been a competitive eater. And a lot of just like, what happens now? That was my feelings after school.
Teach me your ways. Like, how do you eat that? How do you eat ice cream like that and not gain weight? Like, okay, never mind.
Different episode. Yeah.
And so what kind of drove you to go past that?
So I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. Okay. Essentially, I just got tired of like feeling bad for myself. I got tired of like feeling like I'm not living up to my potential. And I know that sounds like really corny, but it's true. It's a valid feeling. And so when 2016 came along, I was like, you know what? Every little thing I've ever wanted to try, I'm just gonna try it. I'm gonna do it. And there was a lot of random things, like everything from like, I want to be a princess performer. So I ended up doing that for kids' parties. Oh, I want to, you know, try to do stunt work and be a stunt girl, and I'm still working on that. And I'm like barely starting out on that, but it's already like the funnest thing I've ever tried.
Yeah.
I wanted to be in a BatintheSun, and that happened serendipitously as well. And yeah, no, there's just a lot of things I wanted to do, and so I just stopped making excuses, and I just woke up and I just tried everything, and it backfired because like I was overbooking myself and doing way too many things at the same time. But it was a good way to figure out what I really wanted to do, and then kind of maybe what I don't want to do, and I'm still figuring that out. But the worst feeling in the world is knowing that you're not trying. So if you can get rid of that, you'll be okay.
Yeah, with me, I remember I was doing okay in school when I was going to Fullerton College, and I was working at Disneyland, right? So I was making money. Yeah, I was making money. I was comfortable. So my grades were okay. I was going to school part time, but then I got fired, and then I had a mental breakdown. And I was like, my life's going nowhere, you know, that kind of stuff. And then eventually I put my foot down, and now I'm at Cal State Fullerton. So
there you go, buddy. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly. So I mean, we all have those moments where we're stuck and we kind of look past that.
I mean, it's not even like rock bottom. It's just it feels like rock bottom. It feels like rock bottom, but it's like it's really not. Because when I think of rock bottom, I think of like passed out in your own vomit, bloody, and like on the side of the road, overdose on heroin.
We all have our perception on rock bottom.
That's like Hollywood.
That's like insane.
So when I'm there, then we.
I don't know if I can ever hit that point.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. So you were overbooking.
Yeah. Just I mean, like I said, you know, like the movie in Yes Man, when he says yes to everything, so was I. I was yeah, I'll do that. And then there were some days where it's like I had like a princess party to go to. I had a shoot, and then I would have work, and then I would have something else. Oh yeah, I'm doing like volunteer work, so it's like, and there was just one Saturday I remember I literally had all of those things in the same time frame, and I was like, well, like I'm gonna have to let down somebody. Yeah. And I mean, that wasn't the greatest, only because I hate letting people down. I hate being like, hey, I'm sorry, but I can't make it. I hate bailing on things. But I mean, it was a good lesson learned. Like, know your limits.
Schedule.
Yeah, that too.
Like, I'm so free. It's not even funny. I need to get a job.
Oh, you will. Yeah. What are you studying again?
Cinema television arts.
Yeah, that's right. You just told me that. Oh my god. You will. I mean, the biggest advice I can, not that I'm anywhere near like in a position to be like Papa know-it-all, but I mean, just from my friends who are successful in that industry, just work. Take on every job you can, whether it's paid or not. Do as much as you can, meet as many people as you can, because 90% of the jobs you're going to come across are from knowing people, like networking. You know, like BatintheSun.
Yeah, that's why, you know, I went to Canoga Park and Collector's Paradise because they had a party. I met Aaron there.
Nice.
So I'm like, can I work for you? He's like, sure, we need help, or we can use the help. So
sweet.
You know.
There you go.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. I mean, yeah. I mean, BatintheSun's great to work with. I love all of them. So. All right, so you made a fan page. How long ago did you make that? A couple years ago.
Yeah, it was about a couple years ago now.
Yeah, I remember when you first started that.
I was so excited about it. I'm like, oh my god, you guys, I have a page.
I recently checked it. You have about over 2,000 followers now on there.
Surprisingly, yeah.
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 I have a fan page too. The whole 40 people.
Oh, I need.
And like 34 of them are on my friends list.
Tell me I like that. Tell me I've liked it.
I'm not sure.
If I haven't, then I will like it so hard.
Alright, cool.
I'm gonna go and then I'm gonna troll your page and like everything.
Sweet.
Awesome. You're gonna have like 10 million notifications.
Nice. So the fan page, so why'd you make it?
So when I first started getting really into like the cosplay community and the conventions, I just had the Instagram, and I noticed like all my friends and all the people I met through it had their own Facebook pages, and it was great because they could somewhat separate like their normal lives from their cosplay lives. There were things that they can share on one or the other that they wouldn't necessarily share on both. So I'm like, yeah, I think I can do that, and so I did, and it was really fun for the first month. I was like super excited, and then like with so many projects in my life, I kind of like was like super stoked, and then I just kind of like slowly lost interest in the page. I still go on it, I still check it once in a while, I still reply to messages. I don't have that button that gets turned on when it's like, oh, this person replies to all their messages in 5 minutes. I don't have that little button thing that got activated, but it's cool. I mean, I share certain things on there, but I mean, to be honest, I share everything on my personal Facebook page. Yeah. Yeah.
It is kind of annoying to go through each page and like, I need to post on here, now I'm going to upload the picture on here.
Right?
Like,
exactly. And it's like, do I copy and paste the same like caption?
Yeah, that's what I usually do.
Do I try to make it different, or I don't know. And then people who are your friend who also follow your page, they're going to be seeing the same thing in their news feed. Sorry. They're going to be seeing the same thing in their news feed, and they're going to be like, okay, I get it, calm down.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that Instagram you can share on your Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and all that stuff, but there's no option to post on your fan page. It's like,
exactly. I'm sure there's some sort of weird thing you can do, but I don't know anything. So.
Now you haven't been using it much, but like, is it more focused on like your modeling rather than like other stuff?
I try to make it as cosplay oriented as possible. Sometimes I'll post general modeling pictures on there, like rarely, if I'm like really happy with the way it came out or something. Which is actually cool because the most recent time I shared just a general modeling image on that page, that's the one that Aaron ended up using, because before he casts people as characters, he posts pictures of them and asks the fans, like, do you think this person would make a good so-and-so? So he used that picture as like, is this our future Psylocke? And like 98% of the comments were like really positive, like, yeah, totally. And I was like, oh, shucks. So that was cool. Yeah.
Flattering.
Yeah, it was insanely flattering.
So, now BatintheSun isn't the only production you've done for like freelance stuff, right? I know you weren't doing an independent like film trailer.
I was. I've done a couple of little projects here and there. One of the ones I'm most proud of is probably a short film called The Will. We filmed that years ago. Geez, like 2013, I think. And it took a long time to get it all done and edited, and we had the premiere like a few months ago at Cal State LA, and it came out really well, and I'm so proud of it. It's about a 15-minute short film. It's technically about the zombie apocalypse, but the word zombie is never used in the film. It's kind of like The Walking Dead. Like, it's never blatantly insinuated that it's like the super obvious like Zombieland zombies. It's like, an epidemic of some sort that's bridging these two people away from each other.
Is it more like one of those like psychological experiences?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's actually where the name comes from, The Will, because it's this guy who is my friend Cruz. He is separated from the love of his life, and he ends up, this whole movie is his journey to try to get to her, and along the way he ends up doing all these crazy, inhumane things that like he's starting to question his own humanity, his own sanity. He's like gone out the window. And the whole purpose of the film is how far do you go to accomplish something? Like, where does that will come from? Where does it end up taking you? And then the ending is just such a, I'm not gonna say what the ending is, but it's mind-blowing.
Nice. I'll link that in the description if you can find the video.
Yeah, totally, yeah. It's worth seeing,
Yeah.
I personally enjoyed it, not just because I was in it, but I did like it.
It's cool. Yeah, it's definitely a great experience to be in something.
Oh yeah, certainly. I was really grateful for it. I mean, I got to work with really talented people, really nice people. Yeah, I mean, every little experience I get, that's like, well, not little experience, but every experience I get that's like that, I'm just so grateful for it, because I mean, not a lot of people get to see these things and do these things firsthand, so I know the value of it and how awesome it is.
That's good. That's great. Yeah, I've met a few snobs. I've met a few. I've met a few humble people. Throughout the industry, you know.
Same.
Yeah, it's great and it's bad at the same time.
It could be funny too.
Yeah, definitely. So, did I already mention your future goals?
No, I don't think so.
That was before I turned on the camera, right?
Yes.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
When I grow up, I want to be... Okay.
What have you always wanted to be? Actually, how about this? Let's go back to high school real quick.
Oh, shit.
Alright, so what did you want to be?
Oh, God, I wanted to be not homeless. High school was fun.
Was that like a thought going through your head?
No, high school was an interesting journey. I was actually homeless most of my time in high school. I didn't... A lot of people have that reaction, like, really? Yeah, no, I mean, long story short, evicted freshman year. Family and I didn't have anywhere to go. They kind of went off and lived in different motels. And then I stayed with them sometimes, but it wasn't a very good environment to be in. And so I kind of just couch surfed throughout high school. There were some really awesome friends I had who let me stay there for a couple months at a time. But I didn't really have an official address until my first year of college, really.
This girl was in honors, by the way.
Just gonna take this a little. Okay, there we go. Yeah, AP was fun. I miss high school for the academics. I really do.
But I mean, I can see why you value where you're at right now.
Oh, totally.
Because these rock bottom experiences teach you the value of
accomplishment.
Exactly. Accomplishment, success.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody measures success differently, whether it's financially or, you know, familially. For me, I mean, I feel like sex. Please leave that in.
Okay.
This after school special just got a little spicy. Success. I feel like success is
Damn it, Beavis.
Anyway.
Go.
Lady Bird. Okay. Yeah, and I feel like success is one of those like never-ending journeys. I mean, there's always different definitions and there's different kind of ways to quantitate it, quantify it.
Words.
Whatever. For me, success has just been the biggest marker of success for me has been to not only improve upon my own life and my own self, but to be able to help others who are in similar situations. To be able to give them a little bit of insight, like, hey, this is what helped me through it, maybe it'll help you. And that's gotta be the most rewarding thing I've ever experienced.
And do you live with your family right now?
I don't. I actually moved out a little over a year ago. So I'm now living in Anaheim. My mother moved back up north where her family is. My brother's in Whittier. So we all kind of went our own geographical locations, but we all still talk.
Interesting. Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I had no idea you were homeless in high school.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it was not necessarily, like, I wasn't super secretive about it. Like, I mean, I wasn't telling everybody, because, I mean, it's kind of weird. I mean, a few teachers found out, inevitably, and the school eventually found out, but, I mean, there were a few teachers I was really close to who I would talk to about it, and they would help me with some advice, and obviously my closest friends in high school knew. They were the ones I were living with. But, I mean, I never, to be honest, like, I never tried to play victim, like, oh my god, I'm homeless, give me money, I'm sad, like, be easy on me. It was really like, I just don't have like a solid address, that's it. Like, that's the only difference between me and any other kid in school. And I didn't let it, you know, I didn't use that as like, oh, I'm gonna play my homeless card, like, you know, have pity on me. It was more like, oh, it's just another obstacle to overcome, and ultimately when I graduate high school, it's gonna be like, oh, okay, it's like leveling up, you know?
Yeah, the optimism is strong with you. I don't know how I would have been if I was in that position.
It was hard. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There was some really hard parts about it as far as like, I mean, just having a place to be able to study or having a place to eat dinner, you know, things like that. Like, yeah, that wasn't easy. You know, I'm not gonna lie and say like I took it like a champ. Like, yeah, I broke down and cried a lot of times. But I feel like, especially in high school, like every kid has their own like hardships. Everybody's coming from some sort of obstacle, so it's just part of high school.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's part of life.
Yeah.
Like we can face those, you know, in our 20s and overcome it eventually.
Exactly.
30s. I mean, no matter what age you are, just everyone takes it differently too. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm just saying stuff.
Moving your hands. I still know what you're saying, though.
I mean, I've noticed a lot of people, like, in their early 20s just go through, like, they act like they go through hell and back. Because it's, like, the breaking point of, like, what do I want to do with my life?
Oh, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, even when you're going to community, like, a lot of people that go to community colleges don't have a goal. They end up dropping out. They end up...
Unfortunately,
yeah. It's like even I had, I never dropped out, but, like, I always had that, you know, what do I want to do?
What am I doing here?
Yeah. But, spending all this money, don't know if I'm gonna graduate.
That's the worst, but you just gotta keep trudging along. You just gotta keep breaking through, and you have to somehow you have to remember, okay, why am I here? What makes me passionate? What gives me the butterflies? Reinvigorate that initial spark, and then just be like, okay, let's do this.
So, okay, so that's your high school experience. Now college, you kind of breezed through that, right? Like,
yeah, college was a lot of
still
fun.
Going.
Yeah, dude, college, you're gonna miss it. I mean, I miss it already. It's been a year. I loved JC. I loved going to Fullerton Junior College. That campus is so gorgeous. I met some of the best friends in my life there. And the thing I feel like I love most about it is that I didn't have a major. I was taking, you know, your GEs, which is like, you can learn about like the Renaissance 1 hour, go take a physics class, and then, hey, how about botany? You know, there was such a wide range of things you could learn, and I was in love with that. It was amazing. It felt like the Renaissance in my very own life. So that was really cool, and I was actually really sad to leave. I was stoked to be in a university, but I was like, I miss the JC spirit, you know. And then
you're not the first person to tell me that about university versus the JC.
Oh yeah, no, it's real. I feel like it might be a little different because you are a cinema major.
I like the university a lot more.
Yeah, simply because of the resources that will be made available to you,
and the people,
and the
professors,
and everything,
everything else.
With me, I mean, I didn't take too many specific public relations classes in JC. I took them all when I transferred, and the professors were great. Like, I met some very amazing people.
Yeah.
But I never felt like I truly connected to any of my classmates. I was surrounded by the people who in high school I tried to avoid. Not that they're bad people, just they weren't my cup of tea. But you know, I made it work, and I met a lot of neat people, and I'm grateful to have met them, but I couldn't help but just feel so like, you know, I missed that whole Fullerton JC thing.
Yeah. It's funny, a lot of my friends that I'm still friends with are from high school. In college, I make the same type of friends, all gamers, all into comics, stuff like that. Even like now, like, you know, I wear graphic tees and always someone comments on it, it's a conversation starter.
It's like, bam, you're friends.
Exactly. Yeah. That's how it usually works with my friend making skills in college or anywhere.
That's awesome.
It's fun. It's funny. All right, so now I've strayed away from the cosplay topic a little too much.
Bye.
Yeah. So one of your earliest cosplays is Catwoman.
Yeah.
Right? And then after that, you did like a Sith cosplay. Which one's your biggest?
Well, I would have to say that Catwoman was the one that like got everybody like, oh my god, that looks so good, that's so cool. And I was like really super flattered about that. And Catwoman is a lot of fun. DC is always going to be my favorite. But I feel like I've done everything that I could with Catwoman, and now I'm like trying to venture outwards. So right now I have done a couple versions of Psylocke for BatintheSun, and then I did one for WonderCon. But I actually recently commissioned a custom Psylocke from a very nice lady in the UK on Etsy. And I'll be the first to admit, I'm a terrible seamstress, especially when working with like spandex and PVC and all those crazy latex materials. Like, I'm the worst, and I'll be the first to admit I I'm hardly able to hand make things like that. So when it comes to prop building and foam, like, yeah, it's totally cool. I love working with it. But if it comes to things that I have to sew tight to my body, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. It's gonna look really weird. So I got somebody to make it for me, and I just received that a couple weeks ago, and I'm so excited because it fits literally like a surgical glove. And so that's something I'm really excited about wearing out somewhere, probably San Diego Comic-Con. And that will actually be showing up in a new series I'll be working on called Superheroes with Issues. It's a Sean Pacino series.
Are you going to be in that?
I am, yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I'm so excited because it just sounds like so much fun. Yeah. And it's a lot of the same guys I worked with from BatintheSun, so it's like, oh, it's going to be a party, you know? So look out for that, I guess.
Okay, so that's basically your future plans as of now.
Yeah, exactly. That's my most immediate plan. That's the one I'm preparing for, you know, at the gym and stuff. And oh yeah. So I mean, I'm looking to get more like opportunities, kind of in the stunt world. And I mean, I know I'm such a noob right now, but I'm taking Muay Thai. I'm getting really amazing lessons from like Dave Lee, for example. He was Batman's stunt double in 1989 Batman. So I'm doing my best that I can. I mean, I know I'm a little late to the game, but it's a huge goal of mine and a huge dream, so I'm gonna keep working on that. Cool.
All right. So on that note, let's conclude the video.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you want to see more cool videos like this, please like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, and if you guys want to see some of my previous work, I will have the Doom Beta impressions video here, and the Gears of War impressions video here, and my WonderCon cosplay music video right over here. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, let's rewatch that. Oops.